From Omro down to Mayville, from Rosendale to the Ledge, and everywhere in between, it's time to get you caught up on everything happening in the Flyway Conference. This is the Flyway Focus Sport Report, your home for the best whip-around coverage of your favorite local teams. Now, with all the latest, here's Jordan King.
Good Monday morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. The Flyway Conference Wrestling Tournament on Saturday, and Campbellsport came out with a chip on its shoulder. The Cougars wrestled tough all day and eventually came away with the tournament championship. That means for the third straight year, Campbellsport and Lamira will split the conference title. Lamira won the dual season. Campbellsport coach Alex Costello says his team was disappointed with the dual loss to Lamira, but they still knew they could share with a good performance Saturday.
Took all 14 guys today. We haven't had all 14 guys since about December 14th, so we finally had our full lineup today, and that's why we won. The guys, like you said, had a chip on their shoulder, and they were chasing for that next best thing, and that was the tournament championship.
Campbellsport had 4 champs on the day. Logan Kinect, Connor Sitzberger, and Brock Bentz all completed undefeated conference seasons, and Porter Klotz also won his weight class. Lamira finished second. The Lions had 3 champs, sophomore Jordan Lasicki and senior captains Marshall Hankey and Merrick Lasicki. All 3 went unbeaten in conference action this year. Omro made a real run at it. The Foxes came up just short, finishing in third place. The Foxes got 7 to the finals and matched Campbellsport with 4 champs. Mason Malnori, Mason Berner, Cade Souls, and Dylan Lakash all took home titles. Lakash, just a freshman. That left 3 weight classes. Laconia won 2 titles. Junior Graham Lemonis and senior Colton Hogner each capped off undefeated Flyway seasons. Lemonis at 144 and Hogner at 190. And finally, St. Lawrence Seminary senior Diego Soto won the title at 215. Thanks to Tom's Quality Millwork and Hardwoods and Campbellsport for sponsoring our postseason wrestling coverage. That continues coming up next weekend with regionals. Saturday also featured a pair of basketball games. Laconia's girls had numerous chances to knock off the top-ranked team in Division II, but the Spartans couldn't quite seal the deal, lost by 2 in overtime to Madison Edgewood. During the game, senior Payton Morgan went over the 1,000-point mark. She becomes the 3rd player on the current team and the 7th player in program history to hit the threshold. She says the game wasn't the result they wanted, but she's proud of the accomplishment.
It's such a great accomplishment to have, and not many people can honestly say that they've done it, so it feels amazing.
Elsewhere, Omro's boys hosted DeForest, did not receive a result from that game. Springs hockey played in the Badgerland Conference Championship against Neenah Hortonville Menasha on Saturday, and the Ledgers came up a goal short. They lost 2-1 at the blue line. And finally, Campbellsport's girls wrestled at Green Bay Preble on Saturday. The Cougars took 6th as a team. Emma Batzler was runner-up. Ireland Woolheather and Maya Schraffnagel both took 3rd. On to today, just 3 boys hoops games tonight. Omro's had a demoralizing stretch of late. They saw late leads slip against Lamira, WLA, and Campbellsport recently. The Foxes are on the road at Lourdes Academy tonight, perhaps a get-right spot for Omro. The Knights are just 3-15 on the year and sit near the bottom of the Trailways East. Winnebago Lutheran is set to host New Holstein tonight. The Huskies are 4-13, but have won 2 straight entering the game tonight. New Holstein has a pair of 15-plus point scorers. Owen Birschbach averages 16.2 points per game. Caden Baltz averages a double-double, 15.4 points and 10.4 boards per game. And the best game on paper is once again in Rosendale as Laconia hooks it up with Berlin. The Indians are 11-6 and in the middle of the pack in the East Central Conference. 3 players score it in double figures for Berlin. Aaron Bartol averages north of 18 per game. Hayden Reddington, meanwhile, averages a double-double, 16 points, and more than 10 rebounds per night as well. Berlin has gone 2-1 against Flyway teams. They beat WLA and North Fondy, but lost to Omro. That's it for today. Be on the lookout today for some wrestling highlights from Saturday's conference championship. We'll bring you those, sponsored by Tom's Quality Millwork. For the Flyway Focus Sports Report, I'm Jordan King.